All right, guys, you probably see the 300 SD in the background here. I'm just starting the series on this today, and I don't have a cool video to show of the original owners because the couple that I bought it from, they were extremely old. I got there to the house, it was like 10 at night, and the guy was very old. He came out and greeted me and then went back inside. He had to be 90 to 95. He was in really bad shape. I asked if I could do a video, and the family was also there. I think the daughter and her husband, and they preferred I didn't do a video of the original owners. So I'll just introduce the car. It's a one-owner car, 1984 300 SD, and it has 63,000 miles on it. It was just sitting in his garage. Now, when I checked out the car, for some reason, the driver's side seat spring was busted and worn out. I was like, that's weird with only 63,000 miles on it. And then I met I think it was the daughter-in-law, who was extremely, she was overweight, and she had been driving the car, and she busted up the seat spring. So I've actually gone ahead and I called a buddy of mine in California who had some NOS seat springs, and I had the covers taken off these. You'll see it in the video, I'll point it out. But I had these original seat covers taken off and put onto some brand new NOS springs. That's what you haven't seen, you won't see in the video. I did that a few weeks ago. Other than that, this car is, oops, I didn't shut the door. This car is amazing. It's got 63,000 miles. Let's see if I can walk up here to the front. It's the lowest mileage SD I've ever had. And I've just started doing the work on it. I've got it in my house garage right now because this is my special 300 SD. I've never had one with this low a mileage, and it's in incredible condition. It's beautiful. Anyway, so this is going to start the series. You'll see everything I'm doing to it to get everything perfect. And so this is part one of the 1984 300 SD with 63,000 miles on it. So what we have here is a 1984 300 SD, and this car has 63,000 miles on it. What I'm working on now is getting the old hood pad off. You can see I've already scraped off that area. It was still intact, but it's like rotten, you know, like you push on it and it doesn't come back out, you know. It's just real brittle, and yeah, see, I just pulled it apart. And there was some missing there. So I'm going to put a new Mercedes hood pad on there, and I'm just scraping off this old one with a scraper. It's pretty easy to do. I mean, that rotten junk just comes right off of there. And I covered the engine up so I don't get anything on the engine. But 63,000 miles. When I'm done with this car, fixing all the little, you know, suspension, antenna grommet, cleaning up the interior, you know, all the stuff that I go through and do on these cars, this one is going to be the nicest 300 SD I've ever owned. Put half the can on here and half the can on here. And then you huff the other half of the can. Alright, I think that's it. So now we'll let it sit for a couple of minutes to get real tacky. And then me and my awesome shop foreman, Shannon, are going to put this up there. And Thomas is going to help.
Hey, Bubba.
Alright, we'll show you once we get it on there. Let's take a look at this low mileage 300 SD. There she is up there. I guess since she's on the lift, I can go ahead and show you the underside of this thing. Yeah, I mean, look, it still has the cadmium plating on the transmission line. And you can still see the original body color paint under here. I mean, yeah, this is incredibly clean. There's no drips or leaks out of there. There's the original paint. Yeah, I mean, the bushings, there's not even any wear marks on them. They don't. And the ball joints still fully intact. I mean, the car only has 63,000 miles on it. See, the exhaust is not all rusted out. That's surface rust. They always have surface rust, but there's no holes in it. And it's in solid, good working condition. This is where they usually rot out right here, and this one's great. The guy was 90 years old, and his father-in-law, his son-in-law was there selling the vehicle for him. He was really old. The guy could barely walk. It took me like an hour just to get him to sign the title. He was in really, really bad shape and was just liquidating, everything. It was right there towards the end of his life. And yeah, his family was there helping him get rid of stuff. But he was about 90 years old, and this was just sitting out in his garage. They were, I think they were a Jewish couple. I'd have to look on the title. So yeah, let me go ahead and get this car backed out of here, and I'll show you this thing. You look at the condition of the wheels. I mean, for example, these are some never before installed original bunt wheels I have under here. Never been put on a car, never used, and these are every bit as nice. So it's not, rusted lug bolts. Here I always also look for stuff like this on cars. See this cover? That's the plastic cover over the top of the shock. It's still there. There's the original bushing. Here's the bushings on the upper control arm. They're perfect condition. They're not all ripped and sagging and torn. There's the boot on the upper ball joint. It's not ripped. There's not grease leaking out of there. That's stuff that I look for when I pick up cars. Let's go ahead and get this thing off the lift. And we'll take a look in the engine compartment. Okay, I don't have it fully down off the lift. It's just the wheels are touching the ground. But you can pretty much see the condition of the vehicle. And I just, washed this through the quarter squirt car wash. It hadn't been waxed or anything like that. Still got the original Mercedes window sticker. The dash is flawless. Let's go take a look in the car. Let's turn on this light. Original seats are in fantastic condition. And I've already taken the seat bottoms out, and I put a new seat bottom spring on both seats, so they're super firm like they would have been from the factory. There you can see the mileage, 63,000. I mean, it's pretty much a 63,000 mile car. That's what you would expect to see. Yeah, here's the wood. I haven't even cleaned this thing up, man. It's original radio on the original wood trim. Let's take a look at the front. I mean the back. I have the backs of the seats off because I noticed the little plastic trim around the seat nets was cracked. So I ordered some new plastic trim, so that's to make that perfect. they just age and crack over the years. So I've got both of those out. I'll put those back in here once I replace the trim pieces. Oh, I got the first aid box laying on the bench over there. What else? Oh, this piece right here is where you put your left foot to rest it while you're driving, and I saw it was cracked, so I'm putting another one of those pieces in here. And you can get this stuff from, you know, I got parts guys that have parts cars that send me this kind of stuff. What else? Oh, I'm going to do the antenna grommet. Let's take a look in the trunk. Looks like there's some original mats. Oh yeah, I already started working on the antenna, pulling the, I've just got it disconnected, and I'm going to pull it out of here so I can change that grommet. Yeah, it's just a super low mileage, nice car. Okay, so you're getting to see what this looks like without me touching anything. Super clean engine. I mean, I haven't done anything. Worst it has is some dust on it, you know. That cadmium plating is still on all the components. Just wait till you see this cleaned up. For some reason, the owner, oh, I remember why. He had this thing like taped on there, the breather hose, and it was because the little vent was missing. So I called my buddy and got the vent off a parts car. This attaches into that hose and bolts to the front of the car. I don't know why that was removed, or kind of weird, but so I'm going to put that. That actually attaches to the holes right here and right there, and then that reattaches to it, and I can get that crap off of here. I've already thrown a new hood pad on it. Like I said, I haven't really cleaned it up or detailed it, but you can see it looks immaculate. I'm just kind of looking at it. I haven't really fully inspected this car, or not really totally familiar with everything. Went ahead and changed those little lines on here. AC blows ice cold. All these lines, all the rubbers in great condition. So yeah, this will be a immaculate car when I am done with it. Oh, I had the, why did I have that out of there? I've got the turn signal sitting right over here. Oh, here's the little pieces. You see how the that's the trim piece along the back. So I called my buddy and I ordered another trim piece. Here, this one's from another car. See, there's a good trim piece. Oh no. Oh yeah, this was a parts car I had, and I saw that one was cracked too. So anyway, that's getting replaced, so I can put this back on the car. Yeah, I don't know why I had this headlight out, or the turn signal out. I must have been trying to reach in there and like, I don't know what I was doing. I don't remember. I've got too many projects going on. Oh, I know why. It was loose because the mount was cracked right there. So I'm ordering another one of these guys, or I'm just pulling it off a parts car for an 84 126 and popping it back in there. But yeah, as you can see, I'm like, you know, kind of into the process on this car. This will be a high dollar collector when I'm done with it, you know, just making every little thing perfect on it. All right, I'm just finishing up the initial inspection of the 1984 300 SD with 63,000 miles on it. Looks like these folks did a really good job of maintaining it. For example, there's some new exhaust hangers already installed. Also, I saw where they already changed the tank filter up here. They've replaced the brake lines back here. Let's see. Flex discs are in excellent shape. They replaced, looks like these exhaust hangers have been replaced too. So they were definitely maintaining these, or maintaining this. Brake lines, good condition. The little rubber grommets to hold the lines in place, still intact. Let's look up here. Oh yeah, we're gonna get in there and change the control rod bushings. Get those out of there, put some new ones in there. Oh yeah, those are still pretty damn stiff. Yeah, those feel really good. Ball joints are still in there. Anyway, we already did the front a second ago. I was just looking over at the back. Let's check the transmission. Oh, that's a brand new transmission mount. They already changed the transmission mount. Wow, super clean up in there too. See the bolt in the back of the transmission. Look at the steering box. Steering box is super clean. Still have the cadmium plating on the little clips that hold the brake line in place. It's always good to see that. Wow, super clean up by the oil pump. There's no leaking. I'm sorry, not the oil pump, the oil filter housing. Normally there's lots of leaking here, but given this is such a low mileage vehicle, that would explain why they're in such good, or why there's no leaking. The rubber grommets for the exhaust, outstanding condition. No leaks. Yeah, this car is super nice. Love finding them like this. Let's look back here. Oh yeah, rear bushings are in outstanding condition. Very nice. The boots are great. There's not even any cracking on these boots. Very nice. Clean off some of that dust and dirt. Yeah, boots are in fantastic shape. Looks like original shocks, so we're going to get those out of there. The sway bar end links, I'll probably replace those guys. Those are easy to replace, and when they fail, it bangs around, so I'll probably get those out of there. Yeah, fuel lines are totally dry, no fuel leaking anywhere. Bump stops still fully intact. We'll take that old shock out of there. Rear sway bar bushings, solid, nothing wrong with those. Awesome. Yeah, beautiful wheels. I love finding the original wheels. These haven't been painted or they haven't been repainted. That's the original finish. Bumper, great condition. Cool, so I've got a general idea on this car. That's just some surface rust. Actually, that's just dirt, it looks like. It still has the sticker that was on the side of the remnants of the sticker that was on the side of the exhaust. That's cool. Yeah, so this car is in really, really good shape. Really good starting point. So we'll start going through this car and posting the YouTube video series. So one of the things I've noticed on this car is the glow plug light does not light up. So I'm going to go ahead. Now the engine, there we go. The engine, it's cold outside. It's probably 50 degrees, and the engine has such good compression that it went ahead and fired up with no glow plugs, and that was a cold engine, so that's a really good sign. But I'm going to go ahead and replace the glow plug relay, and then go ahead and just replace all the glow plugs, and we'll see if that light comes back on there. Oh, nice, really solid shut off. That was super quick, so the vacuum system is really in good condition. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can tell a difference in that video quality, but I have a new camera. So I've gone ahead and ordered, got some new glow plugs, and I've got a new glow plug relay. So we'll go ahead and replace that. Sometimes the relays fail on these cars. Here's our replacement relay. You can see there's the little breaker, and that relay, or the fuse, not the breaker, I guess same thing. And the relay is actually located right there. And let's go ahead and pop the top off of here and unplug this relay. There we go. All right, to get this relay out of here, it just takes a 8mm socket. Okay, and I don't know if you guys can see this, but right on top of the relay is a single post. That could be power, it could be ground, I don't know. I'm assuming it's a ground wire. So I'll go ahead and take that off of there. Here's the old relay. You can see it's identical to the Hella replacement. This is actually a genuine Mercedes VDO right here. And here is our replacement. This is made by Hella. And I've had good luck with these guys. A good test is, let's see what that does to the glow plug lights. See, here's the new relay, ground post, and the 2 plugs. And correct me if I'm wrong, guys, I think that's a ground post, but we'll see. So let's see if we get glow plug lights now. All right, we're just watching this glow plug light. Let me turn out the camera flash here. Here we go. Check our glow plug light. Oh, look at that. Boom, we got a glow plug light. So it was just the relay. That's good. Oh, wow. That car fired up in half a turn. So that's great. Replacing the relay resolved that issue. But yeah, there we go. So that solved the glow plug issue. So let's get that mounted back to the inner fender. All right, so there's our new relay, and I put the Mercedes cap back on there and bolted it back to the fender, and that resolved the glow plug issue. Now what I'd like to do, the engine is still cold. I cranked it up. Yeah, I'm touching the exhaust right here. It's still cold. I just fired it up, what you saw in the video. So I want to do just a quick blow-by test on the engine. Take a look at how that is. Let's fire this thing up real quick. There's our beautiful new glow plug light. Man, that thing fires up quick. That's a healthy engine. Yeah, there's our bouncing air cleaner mount, so I need to fix that. Oh wow, yeah, there's no blow by at all. There is nothing blowing by there at all. Very nice. Normally that cap will bounce around a lot if there's blow by, and you can feel it coming through here. So that's super healthy engine. That's good. Very nice. All right, let's move on to the next item. All right, so now that we have the glow plug issue fixed, next thing I want to do is check out why the lights are not turning on the dash. Let me turn off the flash here, and you can see up front on the black car in front of us, I just turned the headlights on. So we got high beams and low beams, but I don't see any lights on the dash. And I bet you this rheostat over here is burned out or malfunctioning or needs to be cleaned. So I'm going to go ahead and pop out this gauge cluster. And also I see a little bit of like fingerprints and stuff on here. Not fingerprints, it looks like, there we go. See that from the inside of the gauge cluster. So I'm going to go ahead and clean this all up in here. And then pop this rheostat off of here, and we'll replace that or clean it up and see if we can get these dash lights to come back on. Let's see. Yeah, because they're lighting up down here. You can't see that in the camera because it's bright outside. They're lighting up down here, but just not right there. Here's something that I just saw in this car. This is the 63,000 mile Mercedes, but the previous owner was very meticulous. Look, he would tape little sticky notes to himself showing motor oil, oil filter change, oil filter 37,000. There's little notes that tell him that he wrote to himself, and he wrote the weight. There's 47,000 miles. All the history of the car is taped in the inner door seal. 58,000 miles. Oh, look, he wrote here, he changed the air filter. There's 62,000 miles. This must have been the last one. And I'm guessing this was one of the first ones over here. But I thought that was kind of interesting. Those are his little notes to himself. All the maintenance and upkeep he was doing on the vehicle. Always good to see that stuff. See if we can get some of this here. So once you get the gauge cluster popped out, there's the rheostat right there. That's the device that fails. All right, we have the gauge cluster out of the car. We're going to do a couple of things. We're going to clean this lens. See, it's got a little cloudy right there. And we're also going to change. There it is right there. That is the rheostat, and you can see the spring has popped out of it right there. So let's grab our, just takes a screwdriver, and we'll just take this guy out of here. Whoops, sorry. Sorry guys. There we go. So we're popping out this rheostat, our dimmer switch. There we go. So you got some corrosion there. There we go. And whoops, drop that screw. There's some corrosion there, and the spring has actually popped out. So see, when you turn, see it rides on that spring, and this one is all jacked up. So we got a replacement we're going to pop in there. All right, here we go. Brand new from RBM of Atlanta. So let's get this guy opened up here. Here's your part number, guys. 000-542-3525. I think they have like 60 of these left in the country. So we can see there is a nice new rheostat. See how it glides on that spring? This one is very, very, very nice, brand new. And we'll confirm it is the identical original Mercedes part. Look at that. Pretty cool. So we're just going to stick this guy back down in here. There we go. All right, we got it onto the prongs, and if we test our knob, see if you guys can see that. There we go. So it's correctly back into the knob. So that's how you fix that. So the next thing I want to do, I wanted to clean that lens a little bit. We'll throw this guy over here. So to do that, you just want to pop out the gauge cluster. We'll set it aside, and then we'll clean that lens. I just use Windex. I don't use any harsh chemicals because you don't want to mess anything up. So first we take out, can you see that? Yeah. First we take out this is the temperature thermometer, or digital temperature gauge. We'll take that guy out. All right. And of course this one has never been out of the car. So, all right, we'll go ahead and get this guy out of here. All right, that is, see the little LCD screen? Oh, sorry, see the little LCD screen? This is your digital thermometer. We'll just set that down over here. And now we're gonna take out the center gauge cluster so I can clean the lens. All right, guys, you can see I've got all the gauge clusters removed here. And what we're doing now, we're just polishing and cleaning up this lens. I don't know if you guys can see this. There you go. You can kind of see it in the light. See, like right there, a little cloudiness in the lens. Might be hard to see on camera, but the way you get rid of that is use this Meguiar's Plastex. It's a polish for made for plastics, and this lens in the gauge cluster is plastic. And this stuff works great. Just put some on there, and we'll start polishing. Put a little bit more on my, use a microfiber, and it'll get it perfectly clear again. Because it looks like, sometimes when people are cleaning these cars, they might spray a chemical or something onto the lens, and it'll cloud up in an area, and it looks like that was done on this car. It works really good. And you just press down with a little bit of force. All right, let's see how much progress we made with that. Let's get a clean part of the rag. We're going to wipe some of this away, and then I'll hit it with some glass cleaner. Oh wow, that might have been all I needed to do. See that, but there was some cloudiness right here, and it is completely gone just after that one application. Look, that's crystal clear. There's a little spot over here. I'm going to continue cleaning up. So I'm going to do that, then I'll hit it with a little glass cleaner, and we'll have that looking yeah, there you go. See that little bitty cloudy spot right there? We'll hit it, and there's one right there, just a little cloudy spot. And there's some right there. And then it looks like there's a little spot right there. So we're going to finish polishing this, and it'll be crystal clear when I'm done. All right, guys, there we go. That has been polished, and it is crystal clear. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. You can't even tell the lenses. You can't even tell the lens is there. That stuff works fantastic. It looks brand new again. So we'll go ahead and reassemble the all the gauges and get this put back in the car. All right, there's one more area here. See where there's some dirt around here? That's where the clock control is, and that's from people's dirty fingers going in here and touching the clock control. A little rubbing alcohol. And let me show you how that works. The rubbing alcohol won't harm the finish. But you can see, look at all the dirt that just came off of there. Boom. There you go. And there's a little over here on this side, so I'm going to go ahead and clean up around the bezel and make it look brand new again. There we go. We just cleaned this area off. Let me go ahead and get this area right there. There's a little dirt there. Rubbing alcohol, and it'll take that dirt right off of there. And there we go. That's it. You can see the dirt that it rubbed off of there. So then we'll just let that dry and she'll be good as new.